Listen, y'all, I'm just making this video because we don't miss. I deliver on all my promises. I keep my words, even if it's to just keep my word for its own sake. Time is thin, traveling about. We're back in a remote location. We're back, in that place of solitude and reclusion that I found the best and truest answers. I'm back at peace. I'll tell you this. Last year, after having freed my soul, freed myself, and truly mastering myself and then breaking out of the matrix, by helping other people break out of themselves and master themselves, right? Of course, people think that, like, we're here to get over on people or some weird-ass energy. No, motherfucker, it's called being a superior servant. You can go back to my videos where I was in Alexandria. That's the only thing that I've been emphasizing since day one. You need to, one, become a superior self-servant, get better at serving yourself, and then from there, take that level of superior self-service and serve others. Whatever helps you in this life, alleviates you in this life, expands and accelerates and deepens the quality of your own life for you. It's your responsibility to gift the gift. Your gift was never yours to keep. All of this knowledge, all of this hikmah, all of this wisdom was never mine to keep. The 5 books that are out, they were never mine to keep. And I remember at my lowest, and I was contemplating suicide, I thought about leaving, life, the dunya. And what I did was chose to stay. And why did I choose to stay? I chose to stay because I knew it was my responsibility to not leave, not having given all the things that I knew. And the worst part about it was that I was a hypocrite, knowing all those things and being the opposite. So my word didn't mean shit. And I got to the point where if my word didn't mean shit, then I didn't mean shit, and I wasn't about to be that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying all of this to say, the goal is to become a superior servant. And when I first broke out, we got to the level of freedom. I came back because I know so many people back where I'm at, back in Brooklyn, back or wherever. And I always make that metaphor, that figurative language of the plantation and the slave journey, the slave journey, the African Americans, and what happened in America and whatnot, and going underground railroad type shit. You feel me? Harriet Tubman swag. You feel me? And when you break out to freedom, you like, fuck, dude, I gotta go back for these motherfuckers. And you go back for niggas, and niggas don't want to dip, bro. Niggas is scared. Niggas don't believe in themselves. Niggas sit back at the end of a slave day and talk about freedom all day. But at the end of the day, they wake up the next day and they're more comfortable with slavery than the journey to freedom. Now, I always tell people I'm the male black Harriet Tubman. I've been saying this shit since day one. And we fully figured it out. It's 2025. You're a goddamn fool if you think that time under effort, time under task, is the means of attaining a higher level of life, meaning work. People think work. Time under task, that's the lowest level of performance. It's about creating value. It's about becoming a valuable individual. You have to become so uniquely adept across so many areas of human potential expression, become an expert, and become an expert at the widest degree of array, the widest gamut possible. I ask you simple questions like this. How many languages can you speak? Can you even speak your native tongue at the highest degree, at the highest pedigree? Most of you can't even speak English. I communicate with people via text. The difference between there, as in over there as in possessive for other self, and they are there. People don't even know these basic shits. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want, your world is yours. You have to get to a level of proficiency in life across all areas. And I sit back and I'm thinking about who I am in relationship to everything, and I'm like, wow, how many languages do you speak? How fast can you learn a language? How many humans can you communicate with? How many humans can you communicate with? Meaning, how many humans can you cooperate with? How many humans can you cooperate with towards creating, building, and developing value? Right, that's what society is about. Now, I'm a person who prefers solitude, but I'm not antisocial by any means. I just don't like shallow interactions. High value, high potency interactions, because time is valuable and time is finite. So most people, the lowest level people, they think that time under task, like 8 hours at a department store, equals hard work or some equivalent. And it's like, no, you need to get to a level of value. So how many languages can you speak? How much do you know? Of the things that you do know, that you know would make your life better, how many of those things do you actually do? So then we know that Sheikhy Chic is an existential consultant at this point, existential master, right? Sober, fit, enlightened, and rich, all levels, right? And we need to get you to understand that the first level is you being sober, fit, and enlightened, being a master of self, being a superior self-servant, you know, having your word mean something to you in the very least before you even decide to go into business and dealing with humans and making money. Because that's what business is. Business is cooperating with other people to a specific end and creating value, improving. But most of you fail to deliver to yourself, so how the fuck do you ever expect to transcend or for you to be able to love people more than you love yourself? You can't do more for others than you will ever do for yourself, because everybody's intrinsically selfish to that degree, to the point where their way of treating themselves is the limit to the way that they treat others or how they can be for others. So the whole message right quick is just to understand value. The whole message right quick is to understand that I'm giving you a gateway. This is for the intelligent people. This is for people who know that they have self-esteem, and the life that they really want to live is a life of freedom. And initially it's freedom from self. It's freedom from negative emotions. It's freedom from negative self-image. And how do we rectify that? Keep your word. Nobody woke up in the morning talking about, oh, I want to be less in shape. Everybody said that they wanted to be in shape. Everybody ever said that they wanted to be in shape. They all broke their word. Everybody ever said they wanted to be sober and free from addiction, free from being emotionally enslaved to a toxic narcotic or a toxic substance, which over time deleteriously affects their personal health. Everybody said that. They all broke their word and went back to smoking, drinking, fucking around. Everybody said they wanted to be financially free. They all broke their word, quit on themselves. So it's really about keeping your word. When Wes Watson says something like, it's not how, it's who, and Sheikhy says it is an education issue initially, but ultimately it's an application issue. So it's not how, ultimately, it's who. Because if we give you the system and tell you exactly what to do, are you who will apply the system, who will comprehend the system at the highest level? Will you keep your word, and will you comprehend the assignment to the point where you actually accomplish the results? Because we're not here to talk about results. We're not here to talk about dreams. We're here to produce results. And that's what I'm here to help you do, to guide you mentally. Because first and foremost, your mind is fucked up. You've learned so much dumb shit and have so many false assumptions about how life works that you're wasting your lifetime. You're wasting your lifetime when you can be gaining distance. You could be covering more distance faster with less energy if you simply comprehend that your level of personal development is the cap to your success in this life. And it goes back to how valuable you are as an individual. I spent over 10 years developing myself into this person. The past 5 years has been nothing but consistent training myself to never miss, as Wes Watson taught me, to never miss. Conscience congruency, keeping my word. I train myself to keep my word. So you need to do that for yourself, and that's what the program is about. Nobody's going to be able to keep your word for you. You can't pay me to keep your word for you. And that's the most flawed mentality. Everybody who ever signed up for the program that failed themselves and failed the program failed because of one thing. They failed to keep their word. They failed to deliver. I never under-deliver. I never miss. So consider the vibrations raised while you walk around this earth, knowing that you want to do, to have, to experience. You need to understand that the bridge between that is your personal development. And the bridge between you and your personal development at the highest level is you being able to keep your word to your highest values, no compromise. You don't got to tell yourself it's okay or that you want more, but then you're okay with less. Fuck that. Max out. The most. Pay the full price. We don't give a fuck. We want to be the most. We want to experience the deepest, richest life possible. And the best thing about it is that the only thing you need to do is keep your word, stay honest. But you're going to go back into the world after watching these videos, reading these books, and you're going to get into the height on. You're going to get into the confusion state. So you need to get into the group so you can get into a state of reminders. You need to be reminded. And you need to have people like me, people like Zaid, people like Tiffany, you know, people who stand on their motherfucking principles, show up for their people, and keep their motherfucking word, and get results, produce results. There's even more people. Shouts out Mike Shields. That motherfucker cleared the program in less than 90 days. Quick, bro. It's like, yo, bro, I just went to sleep at 1 a.m., woke up at 2:45. Facts. Keep your word. So if you want to stay in that lower position, stay in that lower position. But I'll tell you this. You losing out on your life. Your life is the one that's being lost to an inferior way of thinking. Join the program. Get around real people. Absorb as much of this swag as you possibly can. And elevate yourself and live the life you want. Stop settling for less. Stop letting other people and their perceptions and their insecurities keep you in a lower position. Wes Watson also said, there's only two types of reactions people will have to you. They'll either be inspired or insecure, bro. Fuck the insecure people, bro. Do you have time to be insecure? Most of you are financially insecure. You cannot live life on earth the way you want to live life on earth that the 2025 economy allows for if you actually rise to that level and qualify, because you choose to remain in that spot. You don't face the insecurities. Secure your insecurities. So seek people like myself, get the wisdom, get the knowledge, get the blueprint, get the system, and become the individual who masterfully applies it. Another thing Wes Watson says, get the master plan and then master the plan. This is the shit that I've been sticking to the whole time. Keeping my word, master plan, master the plan. Conscious congruency, keep your word. Never miss, keep your word. Keep your goddamn word, bro. And when you don't keep your word, you become worth less. Anybody who doesn't keep their word is worthless. Worth less. And that's why you feel so low. And I was there every day. That's why I walk in a room, the energy is there. Why? You can't be proud of your presence. You can't be fully present until you're proud of your presence. Wes Watson. Why am I proud of my presence? Why am I fully present? Because I keep my goddamn word. The fuck? This shit ain't rocket science, bro. And everybody knows that I can take you to deeper levels because, like I said, I'm an existential expert. I know many things about life. That if you don't keep your word, then it really doesn't mean shit. Hypothetical is hypocritical. Goddamn, Sheikhy Chic studies Wes Watson. Why? Because Wes Watson is motherfucking him. Sheikhy's him. We him. And once you get best kept secret swag, you become him. Taqwa Tawheed at the same time him. I'm telling you. What is he talking about? You have to have Sharingan. Sheikhy Chic, I'm telling you. Bring it back. What is the motivation? There is no motivation. Self-respect, integrity, keeping your word. It's the only thing you should ever value. In the most trying of situations, keeping your word. Never folding on your word to yourself. And if you just did that, you'd already be exactly how you needed to be, but you broke your word, you betrayed yourself, all that shit. Stop doing that. Get on a program. I'm tired of people showing up to the gym every day and fucking up, looking like shit every day. It's crazy. We could get you results mad quick because we have a superior system. Keep your word to it. Yeah. So the people who get on a program, you're there to, one, keep your word. You're there, two, to get a superior system that once you keep your word to it, you get expedited results like a motherfucker. Everybody's trying. They're failing. Why? Because they're trying to take shortcuts. They're not paying the full price. They're not paying the full word to be kept. They're keeping some of their word. Show up to the gym, don't track. Wake up sometimes, don't wake up other times. Stop smoking weed, still smoking cigs, still smoking jewels. Stop doing liquor, drinking wine sometimes. No, you half-assing. No half-assery, bro. Consider the vibration trace, evolution only solution, self-mastery only success. Click the link. Hit me up on IG. Hit me up saying I'm ready to keep my motherfucking word. Let's get this. Because I believe that I am worth that existence. A lot of people look at the higher existence and they say shit like, oh, it's not worth it. No, it's not that Sheikhy Chic's not worth it. Sheikhy Chic's program is not worth it. It's not that the Bugatti is not worth it. It's not that the condos are not worth it. Or the freedom to move all over the world and have the money is not worth it. It's not that it's not worth it. You just don't think you're worth it. We're 100% worth it. You tap in with us. It's dependent on your level of self-worth. So whatever you why you wrote this yours. This shit ain't about no workouts. This shit ain't about none of that shit. Motherfuckers is getting up and go to the park every day. That shit lame, bro. This shit is about really living the life that you're meant to live. And it's not about consuming either. It's about becoming the individual that you need to be at that next level to produce what you need to produce at that next level. Because higher level you will be producing higher level things. And that will reverberate and trickle down to you serving people at a higher level. What you produce is what you serve. You understand? So keep it simple. Keep your word. And become a superior servant. Sober, fit, enlightened, and rich. We start with the first three. I can teach you how to make money. I'm not going to be able to keep your word for you. I'm not going to, everybody thinks that it's, oh, can you guarantee? Like, no, bro. I'll teach you how to be economically competent. How about that? You got a vision? Let's make that shit happen at the highest level. Consider the vibration trace. I love my people, man. They hear me loud and clearly. Don't be a bitch. You about to say, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. Keep your word. And then once you show up with consistency, then comprehension becomes a thing. Being consistent with the wrong system is bullshit. Psh. End of the day, consider the